Hey everybody, welcome to Northwoods Engineered. Today I'm going to be showing you a cool new product I got from my friend at Sam's Backup Lights. As you can imagine, it is a set of backup lights. He makes them for Polaris products as well as a few other manufacturers. Specifically, we put it on my Ranger 570 here, and in this video I'll show you the install process and then how they function as well. If you're interested in purchasing a set, check the description below for a link to his website. I'll start here with a quick unboxing. The package that you get from Sam's Backup Lights comes with everything you need to install it on your side-by-side. You got the instructions, a few branded stickers. Next up is the harness with the control board, the mounting brackets, and then the individual lights themselves, as well as some extra zip ties and accessories for mounting. To start the installation, all you gotta do is flip the seat up like this. Comes right out. And take out the center tub as well, and we'll have access to the battery, and that's where we will start the installation. So the wire harness connections are pretty simple. You've got a red and a black wire that you got to hook directly to the battery. The battery on the Ranger has extra accessory posts that make it pretty simple. The red one already had a nut on it, so you take that off and hook this wire up. And then the black side had a couple open posts, and the kit actually comes with an extra nut specifically for that. So the black wire runs to the negative side. Then you take, the only other connection you need to make is your diagnostic port. So you undo it from here, which is where it's stored regularly, and then hook it up right here. And then there's three components: the control board, a wire terminal, and a relay that you need to connect or mount to the vehicle. So we mounted, just with a couple bolts, a sheet of HDPE and screwed those to that plastic. So you can see we just use some high-low plastic screws to mount those, to hold them in place, and then a few zip ties to hold the wires. So then the last thing you need to do for the wire harness is run the connectors up to the lights. So on this Ranger, there's a grommet right here behind the seat for wire to pass through. So we'll take it from here, run it over here, up through this grommet, and then up behind the seats, and then up to the two corners and out the back to each light. Here are the brackets that the lights mount to. They're meant to mount using these bolts that hold the door hinge on. This is what they look like, the ones that come with the kit. The problem I have is I have this accessory rack on the back, and it runs right into that. So what I did was I designed a new one that comes up and clears that rack, and I had a buddy cut it out on a plasma table, and then I bent it and molded it and painted it, and I'll end up using those. So as you can see, they'll come up and over and clear that accessory rack, and then we'll mount the lights to those. I had the flat pattern of my new brackets cut out on a plasma table for me. I put slots on the bends to make them easier for me to bend because I don't have my own brake press. So with that, you can just put them in a vise and bend them with your hand, and then use a hammer to help you get that final bend degree that you need. After that, you just run a quick bead on the welder down on those seams to give them back some strength. Once the brackets were dried after I spray painted them, it was time to install them on the vehicle. This step's a lot easier if you have a person to help you hold the door in place while you take the hinge bolts out. So I had my dad hold the front side of each door while we installed the brackets on the left hand and right hand side of the vehicle. Then the next step was to put the lights on the brackets and run the wire from each light into the cab of the vehicle. Once again, a little bit easier with some help. Take the back screws out of the roof, and then my dad just pried it open a little bit so that we were able to fish the wire harness into the cab, and then hook it up to the main harness that we had routed earlier from the battery. All right, first test, just turn the key on, pop it into reverse, and they work. The cool thing about these lights is that there's two different functions. So The main function is that they're automatic backup lights, meaning that as soon as you put it into reverse, they turn on like that, as you can see behind me. Backup lights turned on. But then the other function they have is that you can turn them on all the time. So it's really simple. You just put it in neutral, and then you press on the brake and hold it for a few seconds, and then they turn on and they'll stay on. So no matter what gear you go into, if you're going into high, low, reverse, park, it doesn't matter, they'll stay on. And then to turn it back off, you go into neutral once more, press on the brake, hold it, and they'll turn off. So multiple different uses for them, which is pretty cool.